A Florida man pulls out a gun during a Facebook marketplace sale. A Florida man is arrested for making sexual contact with a horse. A Florida lawmaker files a bill to change the state bird to a flamingo. And a Florida woman stabs her husband everywhere on his birthday. These are the weird stories for Friday on Weird AF News, all from the state of Florida, because you know what it is. You know what time it is. It's Friday, Florida Friday on Weird AF News. Let's get it. A Florida man pulls out a gun during a Facebook marketplace sale. I don't believe it's a marketplace sale if a gun is pulled out. I think it's now categorized as a robbery. We have here a Florida man who pulled out a gun on somebody in a Publix parking lot in Southwest Florida during a Facebook marketplace sale. Are you guys aware that you can't go alone to a Facebook marketplace sale, and you should bring pepper spray or a friend to a Facebook marketplace sale, especially in Florida? These are dangerous transactions these days, guys. Facebook Marketplace is the new Craigslist, if you don't know. You want to bring a close friend who's good with weapons. Have them hide in an elevated spot that overlooks your meeting place, such as a nearby building or a fire escape. Have them wait there with a sniper rifle trained on the person that you're going to meet, whether you're buying or selling. You can never be too cautious during the Facebook Marketplace transactions, I can tell you right now. And you get situations like this that took place in Lee County. The sheriff's office say Stephen McConnell, age 25, met with the victim to sell an Apple Watch that he had listed. The two met at the Publix along Corkscrew Road. There's a shopping center over there. You guys are familiar with it. It's called Verdana Village. You've been there. After the victim paid $500, he suspected that the watch might be fake, not a real Apple Watch. He asked for a refund. Could I please have a refund? Do you have the receipt? No, you're still standing in front of me. You were here. He asked for a refund. That's when deputies say McConnell showed a gun in his waistband and demanded an additional $500. Wow. The victim called 911. Well, this is a very strange negotiation style. I believe Mark Zuckerberg calls this free speech, right? You can actually rob people on Facebook, and he believes that's a legal expression of your speech. The article goes on to say that McConnell was arrested at the Fort Myers Publix. What, did he just stick around? What, did he just stay? He's robbing a guy in a public place. He's not in and out real quick. This guy. Well, it's a Florida man for you. They can never get it right. He just hangs around afterward. You give me an extra $500. All right, I'm gonna stay here till you give it to me. Oh yeah, call 911. I'm not going nowhere till you pay me through Zelle. This article has some tips if you're going to meet somebody to buy off of a Facebook marketplace or a Craigslist. It says you can always meet at a police or sheriff's office for safer online exchanges. Yeah, but what if you're buying drugs? I don't think you could do that at the sheriff's office. I don't think it's a safe place for an online exchange for drugs or drug paraphernalia. A Florida man is arrested for making sexual contact with a horse. Well, this is what happens when you ban Pornhub in your whole state. You got Florida men out there making sexual contact with a horse. It's a very funny phrase, by the way, sexual contact. Let's find out exactly what sexual contact means. I have some ideas of what it could be, but I think it's inappropriate to speak my mind right now. We have a Florida man in Florida who was arrested. A Florida man in Florida, Jonesy? Sounds redundant. A Florida man in Florida was arrested after cops allege he made sexual contact with a horse and tried to put his penis in its nose. Wow, they get right to it in this article. Tried to put his penis in his nose. That wasn't the hole I was thinking of. This guy's a horse nasal diddler. A little bit of nostril buggery is what he's into. Well, people have their fetishes. Before we judge, let's find out what the horse was wearing, okay? We have here the Florida man star of the story. Into bestiality, Donald Calloway, 53 years old. He was arrested in Lake Wales. Well, there's a little photo of him here. He looks like, how do I explain it? Maybe Chris Christopherson on meth. That's what he looks like. According to the police documents, they say they received a call about alleged sexual activities involving an animal and a Florida man. Cops say an unnamed witness told them she saw a man touching himself next to the head of a 28-year-old horse named Raven. Raven. Funny, the horse has a stripper name. That's great. It all makes sense, guys, if you put it in the framework of Florida. Okay, let's get some more details. Do I want more details, or do I want to pack it up for the day? I think I might be done with the internet today after this one. Okay, so we have Donnie and a horse named Raven. Sir, that's not how you groom a horse. Mind your business. The witness alleged that this man, Donald, was tapping his penis against the horse's nose. And claims he attempted to insert it into the horse's nostril. The witness says the man was unable to get his member into the horse's nostril, but yet continued to pleasure him while touching the horse. All right, well, even myself, somebody who does Florida Friday Weird News every week for years, is sometimes completely shocked. This is one of those moments. I mean, I've heard of nose jobs. I've never heard of a nose job quite like this. I don't even know how you get how long is this guy's penis that can reach a horse nose? How do you get it up this high? I have so many questions. Is this guy getting a ladder to sexually molest an animal? If you got to go get a step ladder to sexually molest an animal, it runs deep with you, the problems. Now, apparently there's a video of this. It's not on this website. I don't even know where you see it or if you want to see it. But apparently the police say they received a video from this witness which shows exactly what she described to them. A man trying to insert his member into a horse's nasal passage. It shows Donnie touching himself while next to the horse before tapping the horse with his penis. Officers say the video doesn't actually show Donnie inserting his penis, but they add his actions and movements make it seem like he's certainly attempting to do so. Now, the police have confronted Calloway about this escapade. According to the document, they say Donnie called the decision, quote, dumb, and added, quote, I haven't had any sex in probably 2 months, and maybe it was just a sexually frustrated moment for me. He's really owning up to it. Well, yeah, hey, man, I was just sexually frustrated. That's why I was tapping the horse's face with my penis. I was hoping something would happen, The horse has a stripper name, it's partly to blame. I go to the strip club and Raven doesn't let me tap my genitals on her nose, so I thought this horse named Raven would allow it. What is this man thinking that this is his excuse? Well, I was sexually frustrated. That explains me making sexual contact with a horse. Yeah, I've been sexually frustrated before. I've gone way more than 2 months without having some sexual contact with anybody. And never in my life did I think to myself, that horse's nostril is looking pretty enticing right now. Come on, man. It says Donnie was arrested and booked on 1 count of sexual contact with animals. Well, this is what's going to happen until the price of sex robots comes down, guys. A Florida lawmaker files a bill to change the Florida state bird to the flamingo. That's nice that lawmakers in Florida are focusing on the real issues that Floridians give a damn about. Home insurance rates through the roof? No problem. We're on it, guys. But first, let's change the official state bird. That seems like a pressing matter, far more pressing than the fact that, 100,000 square miles is underwater in Florida probably still as a result of those hurricanes. People don't have homes. People dealing with insurance companies not paying out for their flooded damages. But yet, this is what the Florida lawmaker Jim Mooney's doing. Republican, of course. He filed a bill that would designate the American flamingo as the official state bird and the Florida scrub jay as the official state songbird. Wait a minute, they got 2 birds for every state? There's an official state bird and an official songbird? I had no idea. Or is that just Florida and their craziness? This is called Bill number HB 81, in case you guys are, on the board of birds down there. Maybe you want to cast your vote. for the American flamingo. It would replace the mockingbird as the official state bird of Florida. I didn't know the official state Florida bird was the mockingbird. Did you guys know that? I thought it was the jailbird. Right? Jailbird sounds correct. Or maybe the mosquito. Mockingbird is the... This guy wants to... What's wrong with the mockingbird? I don't see what the problem is with the mockingbird. The mockingbird has been the state bird of Florida since 1927. Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee, and Mississippi also designate the mockingbird as their state bird as well. The bird is one of the more common backyard birds in the United States. This lawmaker's tired of just not having an original state bird. He's like, this mockingbird is the official state bird of 5 other states. Come on, Florida deserves better. I love that the Florida's onto the real issues, banning books and porn and changing mockingbirds. Meanwhile, guys running around on meth trying to stick their privates into horse nostrils. How about a bill to stop people from putting their penis in the horse nostrils? How about that? I think that's more pressing of a matter, at least today. It says no states in the U.S. recognize the American flamingo as official birds. Florida's just trying to be a pioneer in this department. You guys should make the iguana the state bird. After all, it is the chicken of the trees, as they say. This guy Mooney represents District 120, which covers part of Miami-Dade and Monroe County and the Florida Keys. The Florida Keys, a place that was not affected by the hurricanes at all. Everything's great over there. No problems. They're on the bird tip. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, 95% of American flamingo sightings have occurred within the Everglades, Biscayne Bay, and the Florida Keys. American flamingos are native to Florida, but they disappeared around the 20th century. Did you know that? After 1925, captive flamingo colonies began to reappear in South Florida. Although found in Florida, American flamingos are widely distributed throughout the Caribbean, including Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, Bonaire, the British Virgin Islands, and the Bahamas. The American flamingo has a global population between 260,000 and 330,000, although just 1% are in Florida. American flamingos are one of the largest species of flamingos in the world. Some flamingos average up to 8 pounds and 5 feet tall. The bird is commonly recognized by its pink and red color, which it gets from eating shrimp and other invertebrates. Oh, I didn't know it got its pink color from eating shrimps. I eat quite a bit of shrimps. I never turn pink in the face. I've been pink in the face for other reasons. Yeah. Bottles and bottles of sake.
Will, talk to me.
ABC Tuesday.
They took his daughter. She's coming home alive.
Will Trent, the series critics are calling powerful must-see TV, continues to thrill.
Shouldn't we strategize before we go in there?
If we screw up this case, a cop killer walks free.
With the riveting conclusion to a 2-part season premiere.
Help me.
Get down!
Will Trent, all new Tuesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
A Florida woman kills her husband with an 18-inch bladed cane on his birthday. Stories out of Boca Raton. A Florida woman was charged with second-degree murder after her husband died of injuries that were allegedly inflicted by a cane affixed with an illegal blade on his birthday. We have Terry Taylor, the Florida woman who remains in custody. She's 58 years old. Police have charged her in the death of her hubby, Stanley Taylor, age 67. Poor Florida man. Couldn't even enjoy his birthday. Was stabbed by a cane blade. Now, officers responded to a medical emergency at the Taylor address at 10:30 a.m. When they arrived, they found Stanley Taylor suffering from a stab wound to the backside. Terry Taylor allegedly told the neighbors to call the police and tell them that her husband had, quote, fallen on a knife. He's fallen on the knife on his back? A little weird. How did you know she stabbed him? Well, first of all, it was in the back. That's how we know. He didn't stab himself. He more than likely didn't fall on a blade on his back. I mean, I guess it's possible, technically. According to the probable cause affidavit, Terry Taylor claimed to her neighbor that her husband was cutting something in the kitchen and fell onto a kitchen knife. She also said that Stanley was having a diabetic episode at the time. Police say that while Stanley Taylor was receiving medical treatment, he said his wife had attacked him. He stated, quote, "The bitch stabbed me. The bitch done stabbed me." and claimed that she tried to kill him. When the police spoke with the wife, Terry, she allegedly admitted to a physical altercation that was sparked by an argument over some sort of stereo system which belonged to her father that her husband had sold to his brother. Oh, that's nice. Everybody murdering each other over outdated technological devices like a stereo. I had to stab him because he sold my 8-track on the Facebook Marketplace. I didn't say he could. Only got $18 for it, too. That 8-track was at least worth $26. Now, the lovely wife, Terry, claimed her husband stabbed himself because he, quote, blacked out about what happened. Blacked out about what happened? Well, can't believe anything this woman says because she talks like this. She allegedly told the police the couple had physically struggled over a wooden cane while hitting each other. She eventually reached for a different cane and allegedly went at him with it. How many canes do you have in your household, Taylor family? It's a house full of canes. Some of them have blades. What's going on here? Well, you know what they say about canes? They're the elderly's lightsabers. While stating this, she made a swinging motion with her left hand. She described the cane that she grabbed as an illegal brass cane that had a sharp point to the end of it. The second cane that Terry Taylor grabbed had an additional illegal feature. It was a sharp blade attachment that could be removed. I've seen those blades before, those cane blades that you pull out of the sheath. Some of them are pretty long, like swords. There's no photo of the device here. The police described the device as a blade measuring approximately 18 inches in length and an inch in width, and it had visible vertical streaks indicating that the blade had been wiped recently. It's 18 inches in length. That's long enough. Wow. What about love? Don't you want someone to share it with you? And I stab you in the back with my blade. The cane blade was also tested by CST Householder using a I don't know what that is. A phenol. I'm going to try this again. It was tested using a phenolphthalein. There's an L next to a PH next to a TH. I mean, how do you say this? Phenolphthalein. Presumptive blood test kit. If I can't say it, how does somebody in Florida pronounce this? Anyways, the test yielded, as you can imagine, positive results for blood residue. It should be noted that the blade's width is also consistent with the approximate width of the wound in Stanley's backside. Additionally, several rags were visible in the kitchen garbage and on the couch, indicating the possibility that the scene was attempted to be cleaned. It was also revealed that Stanley was not experiencing any sort of diabetic episode, as his wife claimed, and was not on any medications for diabetic shock because he does not have diabetes. This lady, man. It says here Stanley died at the hospital. The medical personnel tried to save Stanley, but the 2 stab wounds in his backside were simply too deep. They've charged the wife, Terry, with second-degree murder, she wrote. This lady is just out of her gourd. Just evil person, too. If I was married to her, I would have fallen on my bladed cane 3-4 times just to get away from her.
The NFL playoffs are better with FanDuel, because right now new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's $300 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. 21 plus and present in select states. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's Friday, and it's a good time to huff some markers and listen to Florida news. It's Friday, Florida Friday. Hi, everybody. How are you today? I'm having a lovely beginning of my weekend. Things are getting better in 2025. I got a check from an insurance company for a totaled vehicle, so I'm happy today. It's going to be a challenge to hold on to that money before I have to buy a vehicle. Well, I mean, I got to buy a vehicle immediately, but like I want to kind of go out and buy other things with the money. But I got to make sure I buy cars with the money. A car with the money. I got to be responsible, guys. So that's what we're doing. Can't go to the strip club. In other words, cannot. Have to be responsible. Has it ever happened to you? You get a big insurance check and you're supposed to be responsible for it, but then instead you just fall off the rails. Instead, you find yourself at the dog track. Anyone? You find yourself in Vegas? Anyone do that? Well, I'm really rambling today. I really should get on the ball and give thanks and praise because some people give a damn about me and my life. So I'm lucky. I got you guys here. I got a guy named Benson here, too. Benson bought me some coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. That's where you can buy me coffees or join the Patreon. Benson's also a member of the Patreon, but Benson was like, I'm going to still up my game and buy Jonesy some coffees, despite me already buying a coffee a month for Jonesy by being a Patreon member. I mean, that's the kind of generous guy that Benson is. Benson wrote, "Hey, Jonesy, it's Benson here from Oz, catching up on the latest episodes. Just wanted to send you good vibes in this horrible time. You know, with the car and the fires and all that. Hey, keep doing what you're doing. You really do make a difference to the lives of your listeners." And that's a really sweet message. It's hard for me to even believe that I make a difference in anybody's life with this podcast because it's just such a silly thing that I do. But apparently it's happening. People are really getting something out of it, so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you guys are enjoying it because I just never would have thought that this would be enjoyable. We have Cordyceps bought me more coffees from Cordyceps has been buying me coffees on a regular basis. Cordyceps from Texas, Australia. Cordyceps lady bought me coffees as well. I mean, these people are amazing. Just very generous people down under. And Cordyceps wrote, "G'day from Texas, Australia, Jonesy. I need some advice this week about my friend Bill, Pod Daddy. For the last few months, I've been rehearsing for a stage production version of the Matrix movies. I got cast in the Keanu Reeves role of Neo, and my mate's wife, Jeanette, got cast as Trinity. Hope you're familiar with the movies, Jonesy. Anyhow, we've been spending so much time in rehearsals that Bill thinks we're having an affair. I think I got it sorted, though. I just sat him down and said, Billy, Jane is not my lover. She's just a girl who says that I am the one. Turns out, though, that she's also pregnant with a baby boy, and I have no clue how to tell him that he is indeed the father. Any ideas? Good luck with your weekend, man. Stay safe, mate." How would you guys rate my Australian accent on that particular read? I would like to know. I mean, I think that's a pretty good impression of Cordyceps from Texas, Australia. I guess that's a spot-on Texas, Australia accent, I would say. Not that I've been to Texas, Australia, or I had never even heard of it until Cordyceps brought it to my attention with coffee purchases. So, anyways, shout out to all of the supporters that I have. I'm a very lucky man in life. I really have to say that. And 2025 has been a crazy year so far, and so I've been trying to be positive and giving thanks for the things that I have in life, because that's a really great tactic to get your mind off calamities that might be going on in your life. You know, it's like the cliche: look at the glass is half full rather than half empty, because you could choose how you want to look at your situation. And if you really dig, you can always find things that are going on in your life that you can be grateful for and you can be thankful for, things that are positive, and you just focus on those things. And you can even write them down. I've done that many times. I've written them down on a paper, and then I keep looking at it every day for a week or two. Just keep taking it out of my pocket. Be like, oh no, look what I have. This is great. And one of those things is always my podcast. I'm like, oh, look at this, I got my podcast. And the people that go with that, which is you people. And so these are things I'm grateful for, and I remind myself that when things are going south. So I think 2025 is going to turn around for many of us. So don't fret. Think about the things that are good that you have in your life, and try and have a great weekend if you can. Stay busy, party hard if you're going to party. Remember, guys. Take it easy, but take it.